Hi, Julie Russell here. Hey, Happy New Year. Welcome and thanks for joining in on this wacky Wednesday where you never know what the topic's going to be. Hey, it is great to see you. Thanks for popping in, whether it's live or even catching on the replay. You're always welcome. As always with any of my videos, if you hear something that you find helpful or that resonates with you, please leave me a reaction. Leave me some love. Hey, even just saying hey. Drop a comment or a GIF in the thread anytime. Share the video with anyone you think it might help. PM me if you have questions or want to hear more. I'm always happy to share the things that I'm learning, and I hope that they help you. So hey, I saw a few joining in. Hey Jimmy, nice to see you. Hey Dave. Hello Jennifer. Hey Michelle, nice to see you lady. Wow, thank you. Thanks for the love. Yep, hello Heather. Nice to see you lady. So hey, as always, if I do happen to miss you when you pop across the screen, do me a favor. Leave me a hey or a shout out. My notes on the camera are to the left, so I don't always see you when you pop in, but just let me know you're there. So let me ask the question for the night. Now, what is your favorite Star Wars movie or character? Now, what would our world be like without it? So if you would please leave your comment or GIF in the thread below, I'd appreciate it. I'd like to know what your favorite is. Maybe I'll even tell you mine. And let me ask you even another question on top of that. You know, have you ever felt like the world was against you? You know, life was full of obstacles and disappointments, you know, never-ending problems, money shortages, you're stressed out and close to a mental breakdown? That's right. You're not the only one. So if you've ever heard of George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, well, I wanted to share his story with you. It inspires me during rough times and those hard moments when things keep piling up and you just want to quit. Oh, hello, Mike. Nice to see you. Hello, Dan. Happy New Year to you both. And someone else popped in too. I just missed you. Okay, well, I'm going to keep on going. But if you heard of George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, you're not the only one who struggled. Oh, I lost my train of thought. God, it's so easily distracted. But George Lucas wrote the script for Star Wars many years ago, and not one single movie studio liked it. I mean, can you believe that? A story about Star Wars. And they kept telling him over and over again that nobody likes science fiction, that it was something for children. You know, I mean, can you believe that? And he finally found a producer who was willing to finance it, but the producer didn't like the story much either. You know, he only financed it because he wanted George Lucas to direct other movies for him in the future. I mean, have you ever had someone humor you like that? During the time that he was filming his dream story, he encountered so many problems that he almost had a nervous breakdown. You know, for example, I can list a whole bunch of them. You know, he agreed to far too low of a budget. You know, he agreed to a 300% salary cut because he believed in his story that much. I mean, would you take a huge pay cut to finance your dream? There were no visual effects artists in Hollywood at the time, so he had to create and build his own. I can imagine the time involved in that. You know, he was plagued with constantly malfunctioning electronics, left and right, broken props, crew injuries. Ever sound like your life? And 1 week into filming, the set was devastated by a massive rainstorm and had to be completely rebuilt. Man, just piles up, doesn't it? And they had no money for anything. You know, they had to find and reuse props and costumes from other movie sets. I ever had to reuse and borrow everything from someone? Oh, hey, I see a few more joining in. Hello, Amy. Hello, Joe. Great to see you. I'm talking about Star Wars, so if you're a fan, You may want to pay it, may want to stay in a little longer and hear it. So, they had to George Lucas had to scramble every day to get the shots that he needed because the crew refused to work overtime. You know, they hated what they were filming and they were convinced that it was going to be a complete and utter failure. I mean, can you imagine someone telling you were going to fail over and over again? You know, to keep the opening credits of the movie, he had to pay a fine and resign from the Directors Guild. Can you imagine? You know, and during all these hardships, George stuck to his vision and he fought to get it on screen. You know, even though the risk of failure grew larger and larger and larger every day, he almost had a nervous breakdown from the stress and pressure. And, you know, if you've ever, you know, listened to George Lucas talk, you know, he's a very introverted person and he had trouble early on expressing himself and nobody could really see the depth of his vision and what he was trying to explain. And he also, a tidbit I didn't know, he also hated the first version of the movie because it didn't live up to his original vision. So after filming, I mean, as if there weren't enough problems to start with, even more problems arose. You know, the release was delayed so that he could work on it more, which caused his budget to swell by 40%, you know, more debt. And then the star of the film was in a serious car accident, so any reshoots, impossible. I mean, as if things couldn't get worse, right? And the studios also didn't know how to market the movie, and they didn't even try. And it also premiered in only 35, can you imagine? 35 theaters on May 25th, which was considered the absolute worst day of the year to open a movie. I mean, can you imagine being set up to fail like that? So, however, despite all that, word spread like wildfire. You know, this is the days before the internet, right? And that everyone thought this was such an extraordinary movie. You know, everybody had to see it. So everybody did. Star Wars became the biggest box office winner of its time. And it spawned a franchise that's generated billions and billions of dollars. It's changed the movie and FX business forever. It's earned $27 billion worldwide. And it's impacted millions of lives and careers and imaginations. All that because George Lucas refused to give up on his vision. You know, I never knew the history behind Star Wars. You know, I thought it was just, you know, a story written. I mean, did you? So if you heard something that you find helpful or that resonated with you, would you please drop your thoughts in the thread? Leave your favorite Star Wars movie, even as a gift. You know, share the video with anyone you think it might help. PM me if you have questions or want to hear more on how to achieve your vision. I'll show you how. George Lucas wasn't willing to give up on his vision, his story, his dream, despite all the obstacles that were in his path. And I love this story because it reminds me that no matter how many difficulties life throws at you, or how many times you just get knocked down, you can still make your dream happen, to make it reality. George Lucas said, always remember, your focus determines your reality. May the force be with you, always.